So the roadmap for Palworld recently came out earlier last week, and I'm actually quite excited for what's coming up. Now they did state that everything they've put on there is due to be released within the upcoming year. However, anyone who's a backer of Star Citizen knows to temper their expectations, and especially with a company that we know nothing really about, I think we need to temper our expectations and just be prepared to expect that some of this may not make it to this year. So, firstly, they're addressing the critical issues right now. That includes Xbox, the loading times, and obviously some rollbacks may be expected now. I've had to roll back my server. I'm not sure about anyone else, which was a bit of a pain in the ass, but you know, things happen. The loading screens that continue to persist, that is still an ongoing issue, which hopefully they'll get addressed soon. Now, the Xbox community have been hit really hard recently. I think, from what I've heard, so Steam players can play with up to about 32 players, whilst Xbox players are stuck between 2 to 3 players, so quite a significant decrease. So hopefully that gets addressed ASAP. Talking about ASAP, the improvements to implement ASAP for Palworld is key configurations and also improvements to base Pal AI and pathing, which is greatly needed, in my opinion, from what I've seen and experienced. I get quite frustrated when I've set up a nice little base with everyone little task to do, and then I leave, come back, and there's a Pal just sitting there doing nothing. It can get quite frustrating. So the planned future updates, and again, this isn't set in stone. We temper your expectations for this year, but it is quite exciting. PvP. So they're trying to implement PvP now. PvP is not really my thing, but if that's your thing, great, fantastic. Raid bosses and end game content. Now I'm curious to see what they're going to do because it already feels like they're working towards end game content with the towers and the high level bosses. But I suppose we'll see what they do. If anyone has any idea, put in a comment below. It's always nice to know new things. PAL Arena PvP for PALs, which is something I am actually quite excited for. Basically, Pokemon battles. So it's quite good that they are taking many things from Pokemon. No one can deny that. They're taking many ideas from Pokemon and various other games. So long as they are implementing it the right way and that it feels good, I don't really have an issue with it. Steam and Xbox crossplay. I don't really have anyone that I play with on Xbox, but it's nice to have that functionality. Various Xbox feature improvements. Obviously, I think the crucial Xbox improvements need to be addressed ASAP, but it's nice that they definitely have Xbox in mind. Improvements to the base building system. I thought the base building system was pretty okay on its first release, but it's nice to know that they are doing further updates to the base building system. I think that's a great move by them. New islands, pals, bosses, and technologies. I suppose that was to be expected, but it's nice to know that they've actually addressed it and they've said, okay, we are going to be working on new islands and pals. I'm curious to see if it's going to be new worlds that they'll be releasing, or if it's just new islands that they're expanding the map outwards. It would be nice to have a whole new world. To be fair, the world is already pretty big, so I'm quite excited to see what they're going to do with that. Um, and new powers, yeah, that's all to be expected. But again, it's nice to know that they are actually working on it, and hopefully, within the year. Now, the feature I'm most looking forward to is the server transfers and migrations. That is the feature I cannot wait to be implemented in the game. Um, Obviously, anyone who's played Ark knows what that is. So, for example, I have a friend who continuously replays the same game. We would never complete the game. We'd only play the beginning, the first hour or two, before it is reset again. So it's nice to know that they're implementing that feature. So when the friend does restart his server, um, everything I've done on that server won't be entirely lost. He can do the base building, that's fine. but all the Pokemon I've caught, I can transfer them over and keep them somewhere safe. So my progress is still saved somewhere. So I'm really glad that they're doing those features. That feature in particular. So again, temper your expectations. Hopefully we'll see the majority of this released by the end of the year. But share what you think below. And if you like this content and you want to follow more Palworld and other games, give us a little follow or a subscribe. Or maybe a little cheeky like if you feel like it. And I'll see you next time.